Doom, doom. I don't know followers. Good. Yasu David. It's alright, I'm just giving some more time so that more people can jump on board. But if you haven't seen this post, go search for it, tag a couple friends, get people following us and our page. So I'm getting very advanced here. You can ask me a question if you like. It's only me and you. Oh, and Catherine now. Yay. Yes or two. Hello Catherine, welcome. I'm just going to wait for a few more minutes for other people to join. So hopefully we'll have a bit of fun. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll do another 10 seconds. No, I'm just joking. Welcome everybody, whoever's watching so far. David's new, which is good. But those that haven't joined are going to watch this afterwards. I'm going live for the next 30 days. So every single day I have something new to talk about, which is really exciting. So far I've welcomed everyone to the salon. We did a bit of a tour. We also have talked a little bit about Di Lorenzo. G'day Mark, welcome. Mr. Gates. So we talked about Di Lorenzo last night. Tonight we're going to be talking about sustainable salons and everything sustainability. And we're going to go through how to wash people's hair. We're going to go through different colors, color shampoos, how they work, all the different things that might interest you. Considering I have most blokes here today, I probably won't touch any of the female stuff, but we're also going to go through one of our fun segments, which we do all the time, which is what's hot and what's not hot. So I have a few pictures that we'll go through, new styles or current styles that are in at the moment, and we'll have a bit of fun with that. We'll also do dismissing some myths. There's myths out there in the industry, but I need to hear from people. So if you have a myth or something that people have said happens to people's hair, you know, like here you go, David has a question. Do these additives for hair gain really work? I'm sure some of them do, but I mean, without actually seeing what the product does itself, or how it explains that it works, I'm not entirely sure. What usually happens with things like Rogaine is it does allow follicles that are being suffocated to revive themselves, and it also boosts the follicle that is there, so it makes them thicker and feel bigger. So you have less, gaps in your head, effectively. But the one condition is that you unfortunately have to keep using it consistently. It was a bit like when I lost my hair and I went and saw the docs. There was tablets that you could have, but if the hair was lost, it would never give it back. It only saved the hair that was almost about to go. So my advice to anyone that's going through hair loss is don't wait till it's too late if you want to do something about it. Do it early. Otherwise you're doing transplants, cost thousands of dollars, or you're wearing a toupee like I used to wear. Hopefully that answers your question, David. And good one. I appreciate it. So, and keep the questions coming. Anyone that's got a question that I'll try to answer it. If I don't get it to this time, private message us and I'll try to answer it in one of our future episodes. Welcome Rocco. How are you, my friend? Haven't seen you for a while. And Jody, welcome on board. So tonight we're talking all things sustainable salons. So we joined with Sustainable Salons when they first really became big. Thanks to Di Lorenzo, they introduced us to them. And Paul Frasca and his team, Liana as well, his wife. Hopefully I said her name right, because I really feel bad if I didn't. They started this amazing company, and what they really started Refoil, which was reusing salon foil so that they could get their big dream, which was Sustainable Salons. It was about recycling all things in a salon. and they estimate that they can recycle up to 95% of salon waste. So let me go through a few of the things that they will recycle. They will recycle hair, believe it or not, the ones that are cut, and ponytails as well that they donate and create wigs for. They will donate, repurpose plastics, metals, like we said before already with the foil. They will do paper, but they'll also do special pickups like electrical goods, glass, razors, and chemicals. So the vast majority, the biggest product or ingredient, I might say, for things that we mix to make colors or whatever it is usually water. So there's actually a high content of reusable products, even in our chemicals. So yeah, they do quite an amazing job. And you know, for all this rubbish really that exists, and I'm in local government, so I know a little bit about this rubbish, but for all this nonsense that exists out there about that we can't do things, well, this is an organization that has proven that you can do all these things. You can repurpose all the different bits and pieces. I've got a video that I'm going to show everyone a bit later on about some of the stuff that they do. But let me give you a little bit of a tour of all the things that we recycle here in the salon. So these are the bins that we separate. So you'll see here that we've got paper in this one. We have our plastics in this one. We also have all of our foil in that one. We've also got another one here in our basin because obviously we do quite a little bit of foil works. G'day David Beckos, welcome and thanks for joining. We also have, and I'll try to do this one because I think I failed last time, but hair in there, that all gets recycled. The amazing story about the hair is that what they actually do, they use it in hair booms, which they use in water, in oil spills in the ocean. So rather than using chemicals to break down all the oils and trying to mop it up, they use these massive booms that chuck all this hair in, what would normally go into landfill, and repurpose it, which is pretty cool. So those are the bins that they come and give us and encourage us to do the recycling stuff that they do. But they're a pretty cool company. I'll tell you why they're a cool company is because they also offer us, for all the clients that come in and support us, ultimately they support us also financially by giving us product as well. So there'll be eco gloves, like, if I can show you, I'll also pull out some foil. So all this foil there, recycled foil. It's repurposed. Rather than going in and out of landfill, it's redone. So there's eco foils, eco gloves as well, like these ones just here. Probably can see it. Really cool as well. So reused plastics. What else is it that they do? And give us. You can buy pods. You can even buy, believe it or not, you can even buy a electrical scooter from them. But you save up points. So basically what happens is you get all these different points from them, and then eventually you can accumulate enough points, and if you accumulate enough points, what you can do is buy an electric scooter from them. So they're a pretty awesome company. But I just like the fact that they are actually sort of saying to the industry, well, look, you actually can repurpose a lot of the stuff that we just throw away into a landfill. It's amazing that they can actually achieve what they predict is about a 95% reusing of all the stuff that we have coming through our salons. And the things that they can't, I have been asked if there's any other electric devices, and no, at this stage, I think the only one that they have in stock is the electric scooter, Bex. So hi Zoe and hi Victoria, thanks for joining us. We're just talking all things sustainable salons for those that are just joining on board. And please throw in any other questions you like, whether it's on sustainable or hairdressing things. I had an earlier question about hair loss, which is kind of fitting considering my shiny noggin. So pretty unbelievable. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a video of of that great organisation. Hopefully I can find it here somewhere.
What happens from there? Well, check them out. Glasses. They can be made from plastic. This bench, made from plastic. We can even produce products such as this that can actually protect our NBN of Australia. Your plastic can be recycled.
I'm going to start it again.
The Depot Diaries. Plastic. Did you know by visiting a Sustainable Salon that we are recycling all of their plastic? Over 90,000 kilos has been collected across Australia and New Zealand through Sustainable Salons. So, what we've got here is shampoo bottles, even the bottles that colour your hair, plastic bags, even your container bottles, they all come through our stream. What do we do with that? Well, first of all, they've got to be recycled into these beads. We work with specific recyclers to make sure that your plastic gets put into beads. What happens from there? Well, check them out. Glasses. They can be made from plastic. This bench, made from plastic. We can even produce products such as this that can actually protect our NBN of Australia. Your plastic can be recycled. So support a Sustainable Salon near you and get your plastic through our stream.
Now, whilst I think that it's pretty amazing, everything that they just said, I probably wouldn't be boasting about the NBN too much. Some of those speeds out there aren't that great. But what I can say, however, is that it is pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing that they can get glasses. They can make glasses from your recycled plastic. They can make tables. They can make all sorts of things from things that would normally just throw into landfill. And we're supporting them. We're supporting them and they're supporting us to ensure that every time someone comes into this salon, they can be assured that whatever waste there might be there will be recycled and repurposed again, which is pretty cool. Haven't seen any more questions come through, so I am just going to encourage again, please do throw us your questions or private message us or direct message us, I should say, because that's proper Instagram talk. Also behind me, you will be able to see that this is a promotion that we have going on at the moment on our Instagram. Jump onto this post. You have to find it. You'll find it pretty high up in our, on our page. And what you can do is tag a few friends and we'll send you out a gift, which is a treatment. And if you wait for 1 second, this is the treatment right here. De Lorenzo treatment for you. Tag 3 friends on this post and we'll all be happy. So now for our fun segment of the day, and hopefully I'll see some. I've actually turned this around a little bit so I can see what people's comments are rather than not being able to see it. And also people can see my reaction as well. So whilst I get this up, and please apologise, I do apologise for not having it prepared. I think what I did was I actually closed the whole thing down. So that was pretty silly of me, wasn't it? Yes, you can make fun. You can make fun of me. I don't mind. You're just going to need to bear with me now so I can actually find all the... there we are. Found it. So I'll show you just here. That's nothing. There's the unfortunate... G'day Sienna, welcome. Thank you for joining. We're doing a what's hot and what's not. The lady on the screen right now is the unfortunate bad version of Dusty Martin with her Tigers inspired dress code, has to be said. Here we are. So we got through all these photos, all different framing layers, undercuts I think we spoke about last time, and we sort of touched on the it will come up so I won't try to think of it in my brain. Curtain bangs, big at the moment, massive at the moment, absolutely, the curtain bangs. And then we went into solid cuts as well. This is another version of a solid cut, not as straight, not as intense. Beautiful looking lady, has to be said. Not so sure about the ring there, but yeah, anyway, that's what high fashion does. People like all these different things, it has to be said. I like it. Like I said, blunt ends, solid haircuts. They're cool. Very difficult to do from a technical perspective and make it look great. So again, fantastic job. Now the next couple are big chops, and it's fair to say, as you can see on the screen here, you really do need to have a certain type of hair to pull this off. There's limits to what you can do with this type of hair. I've dealt with it in the past. I've straightened it, actually, chemically straightened hair like this, and it's pretty cool. But these are pretty cool. I have to. These are actually nice hairstyles. Pull off, it's nice and short. Here's a bit of lightning happening in this one as well, which sort of brings out a bit of her features. Really looks quite simple. The thing that a lot of people don't understand, you look at these haircuts, you think, oh, they've just got, curly hair and it's pretty easy to do. No, it's not that easy. To make sure that it looks good and it doesn't look out of place is actually quite difficult to do. And you kind of sometimes even break traditional norms in hairdressing. So normally you'd have every section perfect, and sometimes with hair that's this curly, actually the messier the haircut can be the better outcome for it. No thank you, Allure. But thanks for putting yourself up there so you can get a bit of a plug. Moving right along, I've got this short, swoopy bob. A lot of people are liking this sort of look. So what you can see here is parted from one side to the other. Model's fantastic again. Sort of sitting at that annoying edge. You see at the bottom, let me see if I can get this. Just at the bottom here, and on the other side of that, that would always sit on someone's shoulder, be very, very annoying because it flicks out. But the way they've actually styled it is actually quite good because it's nice and messy, and even if it does want to flick out by sitting on the shoulder, so what? It actually complements the look. Big thumbs up from me, absolutely. Like I said, stunning model as well. So, let's scroll down a little bit more. Again, this short swoopy bob, and I'll go to the third one as well. Nice. This one actually comes with a bit of a fringe, which looks pretty cool. This whole messy thing is massive. I mean, I totally get it. Like I said, I have a beard, and I have a beard because I can't be bothered shaving on a regular basis. And I know that I can get away with probably 2 or 3 days. I know it's got to look nice, but I can get away with it a few times. The same thing's happening with these hairstyles. Everyone's liking curly, good, I'm a fan, and they like messy. And I don't know if you can see some of that texture around the face, but I'll come in close. You'll be able to see it's not sitting perfectly. Again, thumbs up from me. David, if messy is massive, I'm a winner. Absolutely. Absolutely, my friend. Alex Bader, high school buddy, welcome. Thanks for joining. We're just going through a segment of what's hot and what's not. So far, the looks for me have all been thumbs up. I haven't seen anything too bad. I don't think we've seen anything bad since we saw the mullets earlier in the photo. And I'm happy to go back to that in a second to show people. Again, that short, swoopy bob. The asymmetrical is making a comeback. When I first started hairdressing, this was massive. Everyone had one side longer than the other. And it seems like it's becoming a feature again. Personally, a fan, I would like it more of an asymmetrical haircut than what we see here. So if you look on one side, it's a bit shorter. Obviously, it's a bit longer on that side, but it's not substantially different. I'd like to see a bit more accentuation of that. G'day, Michelle. Yeah, I think personally that it needs to sit a little bit longer on the longer side, and potentially even shorter on the shorter side. I've actually done it where it's quite short, and you're doing sort of almost a uniform layer on one side of the head and leaving a bit of length on the other. Looks really cool. G'day, James. Buddha Chelsea. That's a little bit personal, but that's okay. I'm a Liverpool fan myself, so I apologise to anyone for that, but too bad. That's the team that I love. So that's it for our segment of what's hot and what's not. Go back and watch the video. Throw in any questions. Now, I'll leave this last little bit because I want people to give me questions. So whatever the questions are, the more appropriate they are, the more chance that they'll probably be responded to. But anything that you'd like, preferably around hairdressing. If it moves away from that, I'll see, and I'll do my best to actually answer the question. So I'm going to wait and see if any comments come through over the next few minutes, and have this wonderful lady in the background, and hopefully, maybe if no one's going to ask any questions, then we're going to end today's segment and thank everyone for coming. But hopefully someone has the courage. No, I don't even have to read out your name. I'm just happy if you ask some sort of question on something that you need answered, especially in regards to our trade. Just a reminder, we'll be back obviously again tomorrow. We'll be talking on another subject, but what we're doing is every day we're going to come here and we're going to chat all things hairdressing. I'm going to talk about different myths at some point in the future, if certain things work or don't work, how they work. We're also going to be talking to experts in our industry and the like. I do have a question here. Yes, I'm more than happy to take this one offline about what can work for hair loss. I have to say that De Lorenzo don't really focus on hair loss as a treatment, but that doesn't mean I don't have things for people that I have knowledge about. So I'll take that offline and get back to you. I have another question. This is a good question. How do you make very straight hair curly and do it naturally? Quite difficult, I have to say. However, the best way of doing it is from wet. So what we know is when you wet hair, it becomes changeable, effectively. And when it goes from wet to dry, how you've massaged it, how you've manipulated it is probably a better word to use. How you've manipulated it, it will settle in. Now, obviously, some people's hair doesn't like to be curled, for example. Some people's hair just doesn't like to sit. But generally speaking, from wet to dry and how it dries, it will stay in that position the best. So that's why flicky blow waves, for example, tend to last in the hair a little longer than getting a straightener out afterwards and putting curls in. That's the first point. Second, though, is how do you actually do it, which is what you're asking. Best thing to do is when your hair's wet is scrunch in any product that you're going to be using to style it over that period. So some people don't want to have things like mousses or things that are really sticky. That's fine. If you choose not to do that, don't. I suggest you do, especially if it's very, very straight hair. Put some of that product into your hair. I always encourage to use Extinguish by De Lorenzo. It's a heat protecting spray that you put into your hair. The other thing that I would encourage people to use are either barrel wave or sea swell, again holding elements into it, or you can go into our motion, which is our mousse, and pop that into your hair, and then you dry it. The best way of drying it is through a diffuser. So in case you have never been familiar with a diffuser, I will show you, and I might make one of my segments actually about how to create some curls naturally on really curly hair. I like that suggestion. So here is a diffuser. And the way the diffuser works is as the hairdryer smashes through here and hair comes out the other end, what it does is disperses or diffuses the air and still dries your hair but doesn't blow your hair all over the place. And if you scrunch your hair up in little bunches and actually dry it off, you can do it from underneath, so your head upright, or a lot of people, what they do is they flip their head forward and they'll do it this way. Obviously, I don't have much hair to show you, but you can imagine what happens if you did have a full head of hair. And what you'd be able to do is get out a little bit of a curl. It'll be natural, and someone that has more often than not straight hair could walk around with a set of waves sitting in their hair. Hopefully that's covered it well, and if you need more advice, or any of what I've just said doesn't make sense, I'm more than happy to follow that up. I'm just writing some notes so I don't forget to do the whole following up thing. Any other questions though? Hi Dimmy, long time no see or hear, but welcome. yeah, any other questions? Like I said, we will talk about things that are about myths or dismissing myths moving forward. We'll talk to experts in our industry. Obviously, some people think, well, we're talking to an expert right now, but there'll be more other experts in other parts of our field that I'll get in here to talk about there. Think people like from Sustainable Salons, for example. I'll also talk to Di Lorenzo, and probably I'm hoping to get someone from Behave as well over the coming episodes. But any questions you have, like I said, it doesn't matter about what it is. It doesn't have to be on tonight's topic, which is about sustainable salons. It can be about anything that you like. Finally, like I said, the segment will be back. What's hot, what's not? And look, tell me what you want to hear about as well. Like, I've put something together, things that I like to talk about because I know what I'm talking about in regards to them. But if people want to throw what they'd like to see from us, private message me, direct message me and say, hey, I've heard about, I want to learn about this, or I need to know how this works, and I'll be more than happy to cover it. Anyway, for tonight, that's it. Hope everyone enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Be good, everyone. Stay safe.